Hi, I'm Miss Marie Zvingiano, your topic instructor in your course Understanding Culture, Society, and Politics.
And now, let's have some overview to our last topic about becoming a member of society. And now let's proceed to our new lesson in organizing society. The following are the outcomes of learning. 1. Analyze aspect of social organization. 2. Describe the organized nature of social life and the rules governing behavior in society. 3. Demonstrate curiosity and an openness to explore the origins and dynamics of culture and society and political identities. 4th, identify one's role in social groups and institutions. But what is society in the organization? Society is an entity that allows individually yet provides space for other individuals and groups to pursue mutual goals and aspirations. As we analyze the different aspects of social organization, you will be able to identify the role in the various social groups and networks within society. This chapter focuses on society as a diverse and coherent set of groups and explain how it is organized, highlighting the particular groups composing it. Also, you will appreciate the fact that despite being unique from other individuals, there are multiple things, ideas, opinions, beliefs, principles, and values that you share with others. You share certain similarities with your classmates, just like individual members of society have commonalities with other members. These similarities could be the initial basis for individuals to be drawn together and interact more closely. Their similarities could also be the basis for the establishment of deeper and more meaningful relationships. Groups have been responsible for the development and advancement of cultures, economics, politics, and other aspects of human civilization. Plato is one of the ancient philosophers and he believed that man is a social animal. This means human beings are naturally equipped with tools, such as language and reasons that enable them to engage others in meaningful interaction. The social group is a collection of individuals who have relations with one another that make them interdependent to some significant degree. Interdependent is a necessary condition that exists within social groups because it is what enables its members to pursue shared goals or promote common values and principles. This notion is recognized by different social and behavioral scientists, sociologists, anthropologists, educators, psychologists, and criminologists. Economists and social workers have devoted a lot of attention studying the dynamics within and between social groups. These experts define and analyze social groups based in their particular perspective. Some put emphasis on groups as units of interaction, while some focus on the structural relation within groups. Interdependence is what differentiates a social group from an aggregate or a mere collection of people within a particular place and time, while aggregates do not necessarily influence our social actions as there might be no direct interaction and interdependence with the people composing it. Interdependence means that we don't all have to farm, or build houses, or make semiconductors. Instead, our complex social system rely on the division of labor and exchange of goods and services to meet human needs, while aggregates is a group of friends decided to hang out in a mall and watch some movies or a crowd at a sporting event and the audience at the movie or play. Primary and secondary groups. Members of society belong to social groups that vary not only in size, but also in the level and depth of interaction and interdependence among its members. As one enters adulthood, he or she will discover that there are some social groups that will exert a more profound impact on his or her life than others. An individual is generally closest to his or her immediate family, like parents, siblings, first cousins, etc., but not to his distant relatives. He or she may have deep bonds with his or her close friends, but not could have cordial or casual relations with other acquaintances. Primary groups is a small, intimate, and less specialized groups whose members engage in face-to-face and emotion-based interactions over an extended period of time. Secondary groups, in contrast, are larger, less intimate, and more specialized groups where members engage in personal and objective-oriented relationship for a limited time. Examples of primary group include the family, close friends, work-related peers, classmates, and church groups. These groups that an individual establishes and defines his or her identity, values, ideas, and aspirations. The individual's basic idea on the different facets of his or her society are significantly shaped by the members of his or her primary groups. For example, for secondary groups, employees treat their colleagues as a secondary group since they know that they need to cooperate with one another to achieve certain goals in the workplace. Mutual benefit rather than emotional affinity becomes the primary driving force that compels individuals to stay together in a secondary group. David Emile Durkheim was a Jewish-French sociologist. He argued that the shift from traditional to modern society will impact how individuals relate to one another. As the division of labor in society becomes more complex, people will have less time to nurture and interact with their primary groups. In-groups and out-groups, it proposes that people's appreciation of their group membership is influenced by their perception towards people who are not members of their groups. For every individual, distinguishing between his or her in-groups and out-groups is essential in developing his or her identity and self-worth. A representative example for the social dynamic between in-groups and out-groups are university fraternities and sororities. A fraternity is an exclusive all-male student organization, while a sorority is an exclusive female organization. This enables them to become powerful groups with a nationwide reach as their older members become influential members of society, government, and private sectors, and many other institutions. This behavior relates to the concepts of self-categorization as member of an exclusive group. Reference group, a group to which an individual compares himself or herself. Such groups strongly influence an individual's behavior and social attitudes whether he or she is member of these groups. The reference group is considered a source of role models since the individuals use it as a standard of self-assessment. Examples of reference groups include an individual's primary groups, like family, work colleagues, schoolmates, etc., or his or her in-groups, church, fellow club members, neighbors in the community, sports team, etc. The tendency of individuals to emulate their desired reference group have led these groups to become powerful agents of socialization. The social norm people follow, the attitudes they adopt, and the behaviors they exhibit are significantly influenced by those displayed by members of their reference group. Networks. It refers to the structure of relationships between social actors or groups. Social media is a significant development in the 21st century, and its rapid evolution continues to change the way people manage the complicated nature of their social relationships and group affinities. These are interconnections, ties, and linkages between people, their groups, and the larger social institutions to which they all belong to. In the age of the internet, a good example of networks are those provided by social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. One can instantly map his or her own social network through his or her accounts in these online platforms of communication. One can identify close friends, acquaintances, and followers as this technological tool lets one envision his or her own complex web or social interaction and group memberships. And that's the end of our discussion in this topic. I hope you learned something. Thank you for listening. Please take note of our activity for this module. Here is the direction and criteria.